Good Sunday evening, family. Good to see y'all. Welcome back to Poppaprepper. Welcome to Prep Your Soul. Looks like we got a crowd in here this evening already. You guys in here chatting it up. Let's see who we got in here this evening. Prepared for Cat Lady, True American Loretta, Grammy's house. Good to see you guys. Farmer Son Prepping. Good to see you. Linda Klaus. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. My name's Legacy. Good to see you. Joe Morgan. Good to see you. Flow Grown Homesteader. Good to see you. Let's see here. Coral Tigger. Good to see you. B&B Home. Good to see you. Ashley. Good to see you. Thank all you guys for being here. I appreciate it. LG Homestead, good to see you. Thank you for being here. James Davis, good to see you. D9, good to see you. Let's see. East Kentucky, good to see you. Thank you for being here. Tiger 454. You will be glad to know, Tiger, that I have got my first batch of bananas and apples dehydrating as we speak. I figured I'd keep it simple for my first time out. Prepping in Pisgah, good to see you. Thank you for being here. Let's see here. I believe that catches me up. Hey, Diabetic Prepper, good to see you, man. Jeep Girl, good to see you. I went out today and bought some, it started off, man, I thought I was going to have a perfect day. It was like 72 degrees, overcast, nice breeze blowing. Well, it wasn't very long. The rain came in. I did get the yard mowed, finished mowing the yard in the rain. And then it just enough rain off and on, got everything muddy and nasty. So I decided I'd move indoors. And then I decided I'd run to the store real quick. And I got some oranges and lemons, apples and bananas to dehydrate. But I wanted to start off with the bananas and apples because they seem the easiest. In case I messed it up, I wouldn't be out too much money. So I figured I'd start slow and work my way up. Hey, Homestead Homeboy, good to see you. Tennessee Tactical, good to see you. What's up? Okay, guys, like I did last week, I am going to go ahead and get straight into the word because folks got to get up early tomorrow, and no sense in making them stay up any later than they have to just to listen to me ramble or watch us chat. So I'm going to go ahead and get into the word, and then after that, we will chat or whatever it is we want to do. I'm going to have to change the lights, or at least turn that one on while I read. And tonight we are starting the book of Daniel. Helps if it's the right side up. Give me just a second. I had it marked, but my mark came out. Almost there. Just a second. Maybe I'm not. Give me just a second. Okay. Now, you guys know, even if you've never read the Bible, two of the most famous Bible stories comes from the book of Daniel, which is the lion's den and the furnace. And the furnace is actually, I believe that's in chapter 3. I don't want to get too far ahead. So going into the book of Daniel, you guys already know, those two famous stories. But the book of Daniel also has a lot of prophecy that goes hand in hand with the book of Revelation and a lot of similarities to the book of Revelation. Hey, Five, good to see you, man. Big Red, good to see you. E3 Farmstead, that's a new name. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Page 365. No, in my Bible, it is page 1402. See, missed anybody here? Richard Christopher, good to see you. Oh, it's absolutely my pleasure, man. James Davis for reading the word. I love it. Donna Southwood, good to see you. Thank you for being here. Does that catch me back up? Oh, you changed your name, I think, on me. Good to see you, Carrie. Thank you for being here. Coral Tigger sliding into the back of the room. That's all right. We've all showed up to church late and just kind of slid into that back pew. I mean, I'm not saying this is church, but you know where I'm going with it. Heather Land, good to see you. Thank you for being here. I think that catches me up. Oh, Big Bear Prepper, good to see you, my friend. Arkman Wild. I always say Ark Wild Man. Ark Wild Man. Or I say Ark, I forget what it is I say. But anyway, good to see you, brother. Thank you for being here. But anyway, there's a lot of prophecy that coincides and a lot of similarities between Daniel and the book of Revelation. And we will get to all that. Anybody, if this is your first Sunday night here, thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. Hey, Bubba News, good to see you, man. Thank you for being here. It's kind of hard to read with these all the way over there. But thank you for being here. We really appreciate it. I'm, like I said, if it's your first time here, I'm by no means a pastor. We're just all learning together. What I do is I read chapter to chapter. We usually do 3 chapters every Sunday night. And then I go through the outline notes and kind of explain, per the Bible's notes as to what's going on. Okay. The book of Daniel, chapter 1. During the 3rd year of King Jehoiakim's reign in Judah, King Nebuchadnezzar of Babylon came to Jerusalem and besieged it. The Lord gave him victory over King Jehoiakim, I think I said that right, of Judah, and permitted him to take some of the sacred objects from the temple of God. So Nebuchadnezzar took them back to the land of Babylonia and placed them in the treasure house of his gods. When the king ordered Ashpenaz, his chief of staff, to bring to the palace some of the young men of Judah's royal family and other noble families who had been brought to Babylon as captives. Select only strong, healthy, and good-looking young men, he said. Make sure they are well-versed in every branch of learning, are gifted with knowledge and good judgment, and are suited to serve in the royal palace. Train these young men in the language and the literature of Babylon. The king assigned them a daily ration of food and wine from his own kitchen. They were to be trained for 3 years, and then they would enter the royal service. Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah were 4 of the young men chosen, all from the tribe of Judah. The chief of staff renamed them with these Babylonian names. Daniel was called Belteshazzar, Hananiah was called Shadrach, Mishael was called Meshach, and Azariah was called Abednego. But Daniel was determined not to defile himself by eating the food and wine given to them by the king. He asked the chief of staff for permission not to eat these unacceptable foods. Now God had given the chief of staff both respect and affection for Daniel, but he responded, "I'm afraid of my lord the king, who ordered that you eat this food and wine. If you become pale and thin compared to other youths your age, I'm afraid the king will have me beheaded." Daniel spoke with the attendant who had been appointed by the chief of staff to look after Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah. "Please test us for 10 days on the diet of vegetables and water," Daniel said. "At the end of the 10 days, see how we look compared to other young men who are eating the king's food. Then make your decision in light of what you see." The attendant agreed to Daniel's suggestions and tested them for 10 days. At the end of 10 days, Daniel and his 3 friends looked healthier and better nourished than the young men who had been eating the food assigned by the king. So after that, the attendant fed them only vegetables instead of the food and wine provided for the others. God gave these 4 young men an unusual aptitude for understanding every aspect of literature and wisdom. And God gave Daniel the special ability to interpret the meaning of visions and dreams. When the training period ordered by the king was completed, the chief of staff brought all the young men to King Nebuchadnezzar. The king talked with them, and no one impressed him as much as Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah. So they entered the royal service. Whenever the king consulted them in any matter requiring wisdom and balanced judgment, he found them 10 times more capable than any of the magicians and enchanters in his entire kingdom. Daniel remained in the royal service until the first year of the reign of King Cyrus. And that is the end of chapter 1. Absolutely, Tennessee. Jesus Christ is my first prep. Prepared for, I am using the Life Application Study Bible. My glasses are all crazy. Scriptures of the Old Testament are 30% of prophecy of the return of Christ, and 90% of all scriptures have been fulfilled. Absolutely 5. I would absolutely stand up and argue anyone that would say we're not in the end times. And then I'm going to go down here to the notes. And I won't read every note because there's a lot of notes. But just hit on, the more important, I shouldn't say that because it's all important, but you know what I mean. At a certain time, God allows his work to suffer. In this instance, the Babylonians raided the temple of God and took the worship articles to the temple of the god in Babylon. This god may have been Bel, also called Marduk or Marduk. I'm not sure. The chief god of the Babylonians. Those who loved the Lord, though few in number, must have felt disheartened and discouraged, especially since most were already worshiping other gods and neglecting the Lord altogether. We feel greatly alarmed when churches around the world are destroyed, closed down for financial reasons, are split by controversies, or are wrecked by scandals, or are forced to shut down because of a pandemic. We do not know why God allows his church to experience these calamities, but like the people who witnessed the plundering of the temple of the Babylonians, we must trust that God is in control and that he is watching over all who trust in him. When you hear God's people going through difficult times, pray that he will bring restoration. Remember God's promise that those who love him and suffer will experience joy when he returns. Nebuchadnezzar changed the name of Daniel and his friends because he wanted to make them Babylonian in their own eyes and in the eyes of the Babylonian people. New names would help them. Just a second. New names would help them assimilate into the culture. Daniel means God is my judge in Hebrew. His name was changed to Belteshazzar, meaning Bel, protect his life. Bel, also called Marduk, was the chief Babylonian god. Hananiah means the Lord shows grace. His new name, Shadrach, probably means under the command of Aku, the moon god. Mishael means Mishael means who is like God. His new name, Meshach, probably means who is like Aku. Azariah means the Lord helps. His new name, Abednego, means servant of Nego, or Nebo, or Nabu, the god of learning and writing. This was one way the king attempted to change the religious loyalty of these young men from Judah's God to the gods of Babylonia. Daniel resolved to not eat the king's food because some of it was forbidden by Jewish law, like pork, and perhaps partly because accepting the king's food and drink was the first step towards depending on his gifts and favors. For Daniel and his friends, keeping their own diet helped them retain their identity and beliefs as people of God. Although Daniel lived in a culture that did not honor God, he still obeyed God's laws. God can use anyone, even unbelievers, to accomplish his purposes. When you face overwhelming hardship, be on the alert for people whom God may use to help you, and take comfort in knowing that God provides support and encouragement through other people, including those you may not expect. Anything short of complete obedience meant as execution for the officials who served Nebuchadnezzar. Even in such small matters as this, the official feared for his life. Talking about where they had asked him to bring them just vegetables. To survive in a foreign culture such as this, the captives had to learn how the culture operated, so they could achieve excellence in the work they were given, serve their captors well, pray for God's help, and maintain their integrity. We live in a transient world where people move between cities, states, and countries frequently and for a variety of reasons. God placed Daniel and his friends in the possession to counsel the pagan king Nebuchadnezzar in ancient Babylon, and God still works this way today. He gives his people wisdom to speak to kings, politicians, and other leaders all around the world. Like Daniel, he prepared to speak wisely to those around. Be prepared to speak wisely to those around you wherever you go. If God gave Daniel and his friends the ability to adapt and learn from the culture in which he had placed them, then he can do the same for you. I'll stop there for a second. Go over here and check out the chat. The first one I seen was she hates listening to people read books, but she loves the Bible and Tommy. That's awesome. Thank you, Faith. I appreciate that. Let's see. Chris Pyatt, good to see you. Phoenix, good to see you. Thank you for being here. Something really cool. The meaning of the virus backwards means possession of an evil spirit, to break up, disrupt, divide, fear, tear away, and tear into pieces. Devok and 19. Gosh, wow. Wow. I did not know that. Wow. Hey, Deanna Walters, good to see you. Thank you for being here. Hey, Marine, good to see you, man. Glad you made it. Adriana Turner, good to see you. You stand on the scripture, Papa. It's a beautiful thing. Thank you, buddy. God bless you. Well, thank you very much, Tennessee. I appreciate that. And God bless you and yours too as well. You and yours too as well. How about just you and yours as well? That sounds better. Dumb hillbilly trying to get on here talking in front of people. Hey, Widgets World, good to see you. Northern Girl Hobbies, good to see you. I appreciate that, Northern Girl. Okay. I'm going to go right into chapter 2. Nebuchadnezzar's dream. One night during the second year of his reign, Nebuchadnezzar had such disturbing dreams that he couldn't sleep. He called in his magicians, enchanters, sorcerers, and astrologers, and he demanded that they tell him what he had dreamed as they stood before the king. He said, "I have had a dream that deeply troubles me, and I must know what it means." Then the astrologers answered the king in Aramaic, "Long live the king. Tell us the dream, and we will tell you what it means." But the king said to the astrologers, "I am serious about this. If you don't tell me what my dream was and what it means, you will be torn limb from limb, and your houses will be turned into heaps of rubble. But if you tell me what I dreamed and what the dream means, I will give you many wonderful gifts and honors. Just tell me the dream and what it means." They said again, "Excuse me. Please, your majesty, tell us your dream and we will tell you what it means." The king replied, "I know what you're doing. You're stalling for time because you know I am serious when I say if you don't tell me the dream, you are doomed. So you have conspired to tell me lies, hoping I will change my mind. But tell me the dream, and then I'll know that you can tell me what it means." The astrologers replied to the king, "No one on earth can tell the king his dream, and no king, however great and powerful, has ever asked such a thing of any magician, enchanter, or astrologer. The king's demand is impossible. No one except the gods can tell you your dream, and they do not live here among people." The king was furious when he heard this, and he ordered that all the wise men of Babylon be executed. And because of the king's decree, men were sent to find and kill Daniel and his friends. When Arioch, the commander of the king's guard, came to kill them, Daniel handled the situation with wisdom and discretion. He asked Arioch, "Why has the king issued such a harsh decree?" So Arioch told him all that had happened. Daniel went at once to see the king and requested for more time to tell the king what the dream meant. Then Daniel went home and told his friends, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah, what had happened. He urged them to ask God of heaven to show them his mercy by telling them the secret so they would not be executed along with the other wise men of Babylon. That night the secret was revealed to Daniel in a vision. Then Daniel praised the God of heaven. He said, "Praise the name of God forever and ever, for he has all wisdom and power. He controls the course of our world events. He removes kings and sets up other kings. He gives wisdom to the wise and knowledge to the scholars. He reveals deep and mysterious things and knows what lies hidden in darkness, though he is surrounded by light. I thank and praise you, God of my ancestors, for you have given me wisdom and strength, and you have told me what we asked of you and revealed to us what the king demanded." Then Daniel went to see Arioch, whom the king had ordered to execute the wise men of Babylon. Daniel said to him, "Don't kill the wise men. Take me to the king, and I will tell him the meaning of his dream." Arioch quickly took Daniel to the king and said, "I have found one of the captives from Judah who will tell the king the meaning of his dream." The king said to Daniel, "Is it true? Can you tell me what my dream was and what it means?" Daniel replied, "There are no wise men, enchanters, magicians, or fortune tellers who can reveal the king's secret, but there is a God in heaven who reveals secrets, and he has shown King Nebuchadnezzar what will happen in the future. Now I will tell you your dream and the vision you saw as you lay on your bed. While your majesty was sleeping, you dreamed about coming events. He who reveals secrets has shown you what is going to happen, and it is not because I am wiser than anyone else I know the secret of your dream, but because God wants you to understand what was in your heart. In your vision, your majesty, you saw standing before you a huge shining statue of a man. It was a frightening sight. The head of the statue was made of fine gold. Its chest and arms were silver. Its belly and thighs were bronze. Its legs were iron, and its feet were a combination of iron and baked clay. As you watched, a rock was cut from the mountain, but not by human hands. It struck the feet of iron and clay, smashing them into bits. The whole statue was crushed into small pieces of iron, clay, bronze, silver, and gold, and the wind blew them away without a trace, like chaff on the threshing floor. But the rock that knocked the statue down became a great mountain that covered the whole earth. That was the dream. Now we will tell the king what it means. Your Majesty, you are the greatest of kings. The God of heavens has given you sovereignty, power, strength, and honor. He has made you ruler over all the inhabited world and has put even the wild animals and birds under your control. You are the head of gold. But after your kingdom comes to an end, another kingdom inferior to yours will rise to take your place. After that kingdom has fallen, yet a third kingdom, represented by bronze, will rise to rule the world. Following that kingdom, there will be a fourth one as strong as iron. That kingdom will smash and crush all previous empires, just as iron smashes and crushes everything it strikes. The feet and toes you saw were a combination of iron and baked clay, showing that this kingdom will be divided. Like iron mixed with clay, it will have some of the strength of iron, but while some parts of it will be strong, this mixture of iron and clay also shows that these kingdoms will try to strengthen themselves by forming alliances with each other through intermarriage, but they will not hold together, just as iron and clay do not mix. During the reigns of those kings, the God of heaven will set up a kingdom that will never be destroyed or conquered. It will crush all these kingdoms into nothingness. It will stand forever. That is the meaning of the rock cut from the mountain, though not by human hands, that crushed into pieces the statue of iron, bronze, clay, silver, and gold. The great God was showing the king what will happen in the future. The dream is true, and its meaning is certain. Then King Nebuchadnezzar threw himself down before Daniel and worshipped him, and he commanded his people to offer sacrifices and burn sweet incense before him. The king said to Daniel, "Truly, your God is the greatest of gods, the Lord over kings, a revealer of mysteries, for you have been able to reveal this secret." Then the king appointed Daniel to a high position and gave him many valuable gifts. He made Daniel ruler over the whole province of Babylon, as well as chief over all his wise men. At Daniel's request, the king appointed Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego to be in charge of all the affairs of the province of Babylon, while Daniel remained in the king's court. Check over here. Now, if you guys remember, well, Not that we've really covered it too much, but the statue in his dreams, that the last part, the feet of iron and clay, that goes every empire through history leads up to the basically that is the end times. That is, the when the mark comes around, and there are people that take the mark, the people that don't, you know, and they absolutely cannot live together. You can't mix that. It's just going to be destroyed. The rock, of course, that knocks the statue down, that's the return of Christ. And that's when the New Jerusalem and, the new heaven, everything is, it all goes together. I strongly suggest, you dive into it for yourself. But so much of this just goes hand in hand. Incense has always been a mystery to me. What significance does it have? I don't know that either, Five. I'm not sure. I mean, I know everybody for the most part loves incense just because it's a, usually a pleasing aroma. And I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to jump into some of the notes down here, see what it says. Dreams were considered to be messages from the gods, and the wise men were expected to interpret them. Usually, the wise men could give some sort of interpretation as long as they knew what the dream was about. This time, however, Nebuchadnezzar also demanded to be told the dream. God sent a series of dreams to Nebuchadnezzar with prophetic messages that could be revealed and understood only by a servant of God. People from other time periods who received dreams from God included Jacob, Joseph, um, Pharaoh, Solomon, and Joseph. The astrologers told the king that no one on earth could know the dream of another person. What the king asked was humanly impossible, but this set up Daniel to show God's power. Daniel could tell what the king had dreamed, and he could also give the interpretation because God was working through him. Daily we face many apparently impossible situations that would be hopeless if we had to handle them with our limited strength. But God specializes in working through us to achieve the impossible. Let's see. If you ever think that you still have much to learn in life, or if you ever wish that you knew more about how to handle people, then look to God for wisdom. While educational institutions provide diplomas at great expense, God gives wisdom freely to all ask Him for it. We could pray Daniel's great prayer for wisdom every day. God will always answer us. Before Daniel told the king anything, he acknowledged God's help, explaining that he knew the dream not through his own wisdom, but only because God had revealed it to him. How easily we take credit for what God has done through us. This robbed God of honor and gratitude, and he alone deserves. Instead, we should be like Daniel and use our God-inspired actions to point people to him. The head of gold on the statue in the dream represented Nebuchadnezzar, ruler of the Babylonian Empire. The silver chest and two arms represented the Medo-Persian Empire, who conquered Babylon in 539 BC. The belly and thighs of bronze were Greece and Macedonia under Alexander the Great, who conquered the Persian Empire in 343 through 330. The legs of iron represented Rome, who conquered the Greeks in 63. The feet and clay the feet of clay and iron represent the breakup of the Roman Empire, then the territory Rome ruled divided into a mixture of strong and weak nations. The type of material in each part of the statue depicted the strength of the political power it represented. The rock cut out of the mountain depicted God's kingdom, which would be ruled eternally by the Messiah, the King of Kings. The dream revealed Daniel's God as the power behind all earthly kingdoms. So, did you say you do or don't feel that we are? But we're absolutely in the end times. In my personal opinion, E3, I I don't see how one could argue that we're not. I mean, that's my opinion, but the Catholic Church uses incense in their service. I should ask my friend why. I just know I have seen it used during a funeral. Yeah, I'll have to look into that too because that's a very good question, and I have no answer for it. Hey, Watchman, good to see you. Thank you for being here. Oh, here we go. The smell can help with frontal part of brain focus and emotions and help with natural way of healing ways. Okay. Thank you, Heather. Chuck Brett, good to see you. Said it reminds me of the statue they made that can move and talk. They will be on tour soon. 100 feet tall, can become anyone. Yeah, I've seen that. I think they're supposed to. I think there's going to be, when they're said and done, like 21 of them, I think, worldwide or something like that. And yeah, they can take the form of anybody. Um, and I mean, it's mm, scary. Incense has been used to lift the prayers to God or gods. Scary stuff. 60 Minutes showed the Atlas robot that can dance and do the mashed potato last week. Oh, they said there's no chance they will ever be used for military purposes. LOL. Well, thank you, Tennessee. I appreciate that. Incense seems so artificial when we have the Holy Spirit. That's true. Okay. Grab a drink real quick and we'll get right into chapter 3. All right. Daniel chapter 3. And this is one of the very famous Bible stories. King Nebuchadnezzar made a gold statue 90 feet tall and 9 feet wide and set it up on the plain of Dura in the province of Babylon. Then he sent messages to the higher officials officers, governors, advisors, treasurers, judges, magistrates, and all the provincial officials to come to the dedication of the statue he had set up. So all these officials came and stood before the statue King Nebuchadnezzar had set up. Then a herald shouted, "People of all races and nations and languages, listen to the king's command. When you hear the sound of the horn, flute, zither, lyre, harp, and pipes, and other musical instruments, bow to the ground to worship King Nebuchadnezzar's gold statue. Anyone who refuses to obey will immediately be thrown into the blazing furnace." So at the sound of the musical instruments, all the people, whatever their race or nation or language, bowed to the ground and worshipped the gold statue that King Nebuchadnezzar had set up. But some of the astrologers went to the king and informed on the Jews. They said to King Nebuchadnezzar, "Long live the king. You issued a decree requiring all the people to bow down and worship the gold statue when they hear the sound of the horn, flute, zither, lyre, harp, and pipes, and other musical instruments. That decree also states that those who refuse to obey must be thrown into the blazing furnace. But there are some Jews, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, whom you have put in charge of the province of Babylon. They pay no attention to you, your majesty. They refuse to serve your gods and not worship the gold statue you have set up." Then Nebuchadnezzar flew into a rage and ordered that Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego be brought before him. When they were brought in, Nebuchadnezzar said to them, "Is it true, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, that you refuse to serve my gods or to worship the gold statue I have set up? I will give you one more chance to bow down and worship the statue I have made when you hear the sound of all the musical instruments. But if you refuse, you will be thrown immediately into the blazing furnace. And then what God will be able to rescue you from my power?" Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego replied, "O Nebuchadnezzar, we did not need to defend ourselves before you. If we are thrown into the flaming furnace, the God whom we serve is able to save us. He will rescue us from your power, your majesty. But even if he doesn't, we want to make it clear to you, your majesty, that we will never serve your gods or worship the gold statue you have set up." Nebuchadnezzar was so furious with Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego that his face became distorted with rage. He commanded that the furnace be heated 7 times hotter than usual. Then he ordered some of the strongest men of his army to bind Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego and throw them into the blazing furnace. So they tied them up and threw them into the furnace, fully dressed in their pants, turbans, robes, and other garments. And because the king, in his anger, had demanded such a hot fire in the furnace, the flames killed the soldiers as they threw the 3 men in. So Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, securely tied, fell into the roaring flames. But suddenly Nebuchadnezzar jumped up in amazement and exclaimed to his advisor, "Didn't we tie up 3 men and throw them into the furnace?" "Yes, your majesty, we certainly did," they replied. "Look," Nebuchadnezzar shouted, "I see 4 men, unbound, walking around in the fire unharmed, and the 4th looks like a god." Then Nebuchadnezzar came as close as he could to the door of the flaming furnace and shouted, "Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, servants of the Most High God, come out, come here." So Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego stepped out of the fire. Then the high officers, officials, governors, and advisors crowded around them and saw that the fire had not touched them. Not a hair on their head was singed, and their clothing was not scorched. They didn't even smell of smoke. Then Nebuchadnezzar said, "Praise to the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. He sent his angel to rescue his servants who trusted in him. They defied the king's command, and they were willing to die rather than serve or worship any god except their own God. Therefore, I make this decree: if any people, whatever their race or nation or language, speak a word against the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, they will be torn limb from limb, and their houses will be turned into heaps of rubble. There is no other God who can rescue like this." Then the king promoted Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego to even higher positions in the province of Babylon. Whoop. Sorry, guys. That was probably really loud. I hit the microphone. This blazing furnace was not a small oven for cooking dinner or heating a house. It was a huge industrial furnace that could have been used for making bricks, smelting metals, or forging Nebuchadnezzar's gold statue. The temperatures would have been hot enough that no human being could have survived them. The roaring flames could be seen leaping from its large opening, and a fiery blast instantly killed the soldiers who approached. Who were these astrologers? These were the same magicians, enchanters, sorcerers, and astrologers mentioned earlier who could not explain or interpret Nebuchadnezzar's dream. They were highly educated people who studied the skies. Daniel saved them from death when he interpreted the king's dream, but here they were maliciously trying to tear down Daniel's friends. Even though they were targets of these men, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego didn't cast blame or become angry with them. They firmly trusted God, whatever the outcome, even if it meant sacrificing their very lives. Like these three men, remember whom you serve the next time someone challenges your loyalty. God's deliverance of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego was a great victory of faith for for Jews in captivity. God protected them from harm, comforted them in their trials, and showed that he alone is the true God over all. King Nebuchadnezzar was so completely amazed and overwhelmed that he turned from his anger, not only glorifying God, but also promoting the three men he had tried to burn alive. It was obvious to those watching that this fourth person was supernatural. We cannot be certain who the fourth man was. It could have been an angel from God or a pre-incarnate appearance of Jesus. In either case, God sent a heavenly visitor to accompany these faithful men during their times of great trial. Where was Daniel in this story? The Bible doesn't say. There are several possibilities. He may have been on official business in another part of the kingdom. He may have been in the capital city handling the administration while Nebuchadnezzar was away. He may have been considered exempt from bowing to the image because of his reputation for interpreting dreams through his God. Whether Daniel was there or not, we can be sure that he would not have worshipped the statue. And that is the end of chapter 3. And we will pick up and do chapter 4, 5, and 6 next Sunday night. Get myself back in order here. I'll scroll up through the chat a little ways, see if I missed anything. Let's see here. Wonder if Papa Prepper could do one in his mercy. The t-shirt, I mean. I think I might have missed something. A 7-year-old asked me if Siren Head is real. Have you seen videos? I have seen that, the Siren Head. Yeah, I don't I don't buy any of that. Papa, I think you forgot my name is Rob. It's hard to keep track of everybody. Yeah, absolutely. Prepping in Pisgah, I will try to remember to just call you Rob. That would be a lot easier. Merch, not wonder if Papa Prepper could do one of his merch, the T-shirt. I mean, What kind of t-shirt, Chris? Those robots will be weaponized in major cities sooner rather than later. I believe that. Let our hearts not be troubled. Keep our faith in the Lord. Live for the day and live by the Spirit. Absolutely. I was thinking about that today, driving back from town. Because this morning I was posting stuff over to Discord. Stuff that was going on over in Afghanistan, and this and that. And then I got to thinking, about Matthew 24 and the book of Revelation, and there will be rumors of war and threats of war, and but not to be troubled. And I know that's a very hard concept to grasp, to not be troubled by everything that's going on right now. But it clearly says, in the word, and all this has to happen. It has to. But it is hard to not be troubled and just, kind of relax. And actually, I even told Loretta earlier today, it's like, I got to step away from the news today. It's a nice day. I need a day just to clear my head and not worry about what's going on the other side of the world just for a couple hours, and just relax. And that's what I did. I stepped away from the news all day and got some stuff done. And it can't be ignored. I'm not saying just ignore it and, do whatever, but you got to take a break every once in a while, guys, because it will consume you. Hey, Appalachian, good to see you. Jennifer Cruz, good to see you. Thank you for being here. Phoenix, good to see you. Last week I had a dream of a friend that I thought was my friend. We were standing looking at her car, and her 4 tires were slashed. Anyone have any idea what that's about? I would have no idea. I am not an interpreter. There absolutely is major lessons to be learned in that story, Jennifer. Christ can bring us through anything. Absolutely anything. If we look for the good in people, we can find it, but I sure don't like everyone. That's absolutely true. That is absolutely true. Could you imagine? Whoop, where'd that go? Man, I'm way behind, guys. I'm sorry. Could you imagine the people's faces when they came out of the leaders' faces? Their faces would have loved to be a fly and see it for me. Absolutely. I could see him, standing there like, we put 3 in there, right? Who dat? He had to be over like scratching his head, like, what's going on? Anything can be an idol. Absolutely 5. Anything. I know people, we all know people that idolize, things like football players or just football in general, NASCAR, hunting, fishing. If you choose that over, well, you know what I mean, like the extreme, like a guy goes to church every Sunday except football season, that type of thing. That's when it becomes an idol. Because, you guys know my opinion on churches, and I this right here is my fellowship. This is you know, and RSD and myself, we study the Bible almost every day, and that's my fellowship because, um, like I've seen it on T-shirts, and you're better off to be sitting on the fishing bank, on the whatever, sitting on the river fishing, thinking about God, than sitting in church thinking about fishing. And that is very true, I think. Hey, Skid Kid, good to see you. I sing so well when I'm on my lawnmower. I wonder why that is. Yeah, my neighbors probably think I'm nuts. I throw the headphones on and mow, and I just sing. I'm right there with you. I'm a rock star on the lawnmower. Thank you very much, James Davis. I appreciate that. So this is one of my favorite streams. I'll jump down a little bit, guys, because I am way behind. Thank you, Arkwild, man. I appreciate it. World War III still to come. Absolutely. You're very welcome, CC, and thank you for being here. It's good to see you. He said it would come like a trap, not to get weighed down by it and not to fall into drunkenness. Okay, I'm going to skip back down here to the bottom. And if I missed anything, guys, I apologize. But when I'm reading, I get way behind and I will never catch up if I don't go ahead and skip down. That's, I know that was none of my moderators that done that, but Google automatically held that comment for review, Jennifer. And all it says is I'll be starting a Bible study on September 13th on my channel. You're more than welcome to join us there or join us. Now, why would they hold that for review? Hey, Tooth Fairy, good to see you. 5. Papa, my fellowship with you all is not complete without a foot washing. Hey, I'm Anabaptist. Well, this is my fellowship. Ain't nobody touching my feet. I love you, 5, but ain't nobody touching my feet. Jeremiah 25, verse 32 through 36. It is important scripture. The cup of the Lord's wrath is described there with every nation on earth. Because it says Bible. Really? Do you think that's why they hold it like that? Because it said Bible? Which, I mean, I shouldn't sound surprised because I totally believe that. Hey, Zane, good to see you. Them kittens keeping you busy, huh? That's what all these Q and Nesra, Jessra stuff don't get. There's no magic Trump pill. Absolutely. It has to go this way. That's absolutely correct. I think they fear where they are going in the end while they're looking forward to where we are going. I like that skid kid. That's good. Kind of deep. I like that. I think they fear where they are going in the end while we are looking forward to where. Oh, I misread that. I thought it said I think they fear where they're going in the end while they are looking at where we're going. Like they're envious, they're scared of where they're going, but watching. I misread it. It's still absolutely true though. Hey, Mrs. Papa Prepper. Oh, Don got baptized today. Congratulations, Don. I didn't see that. I'm sorry. Like I said, I absolutely get behind and I miss a lot of stuff when I'm reading. Yeah, I apologize, but congratulations, Don. It's a whole different feeling when you come up out of that water, knowing that you're clean and just there's no better. I think I've already told you guys, but the day I got baptized, I cried all day. Just tears of joy, just overjoyous, just cried all day. And then like it felt like I was just being cleansed from the inside out, and I'll never forget that feeling. Father, I thank you for the blessings that I have, the house that I live in, the cars that I drive and own, the food that you have given me, and the ability to sustain my family with your grace. Amen. Absolutely, Rob. Papa Prepper is the Batman. I wish, dude. I'd take care of this country's problems right quick and in a hurry. I am quite a Batman fanatic though. I do love me some Batman. Even more so, I like the Joker. Jesus was humble enough to wash his disciples' feet, and you refuse. I didn't say I wouldn't wash somebody's feet. I don't want anybody washing my feet. I mean, I don't know. I believe Off Grid Paul video is live that he did earlier today was deleted as well. Chris Pye, I want to find a t-shirt that says I'm a whosoever. Ah, okay. Yeah, I could do that. Let me write that down so I don't forget. I can totally do that. I can make those and I will set the prices absolutely. Because, when I make t-shirts, like if it says $22, I get like $3 to $4 of that. So I'll set it as low as I can because I'm not worried about making anything off of something like that. Absolutely not. So I'll set it down as absolutely low as I can. But yes, I will make t-shirts that says I'm a whosoever. That's awesome. Very good. I like that. Good night, B&B. Thank you for being here. God bless you and yours, and be safe. I'm not getting notifications. However, I'm learning to just look every night. Yeah, 5 never gets my notifications either. I don't know what's going on with that. Um, well, I can tell you I'm live Thursday, Saturdays, and Sunday nights. Thursday and Saturdays are 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and Sunday is 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Papa Prepper, check out the Fear No Man channel commentary with Ken when you get a chance. Lots of good uploads on the community page as well. Fear No Man. I will do that, watch me. Tennessee Tactical, when I was young, they labeled me a Jesus freak. Hey, I'll claim that label. You guys, I truly do appreciate you guys being here on Sunday evenings. Now, Coral, threatening to beat somebody with a Bible is not very Christian. I'm just saying. Thank you guys for the love. I appreciate it. There we go. A praise report. My mom came home tonight from hospital, had heart surgery twice over the last 2 weeks. She is 74, 5'1", weighs 89 pounds, and she survived and is walking and talking and arguing. That's awesome. Absolutely awesome. Hey, Mojo Man, good to see you, brother. God is the ultimate prep. Absolutely, amen. Well, thank you, Widgets World. I've said it several times before. Sunday nights are my favorite. Papa Prepper, it probably left a lump, but I bet it didn't her book. Well, Papa, he's wanting to scalp knife people at the hospital. I ain't gonna say something like that. Ain't never crossed my mind about people at the hospital. It's hard for people like us to not constantly be on top of the news, but we need to take a break once in a while. Absolutely, Phoenix. What's up, Mama? Come here, baby.
She's waiting outside of your door.
Love you. Night. Y'all see Tank all the time. This is my baby girl. Aren't you? This is Bug. Like I haven't been sniffing enough. Now she gets down, I'll be. Don said goodnight. I know.
Is she okay in here?
Yeah, she can stay in here.
Does this dehydrator need to be on still?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it'll be on for hours. It takes like at least 6 hours.
Do you have a timer?
Mm-hmm. Let's see. What a beautiful calico. Yep. When we moved back in here, she showed up one day, never left. And she was instantly like all about me. So, good night, Chuck. Thank you for being here, man. I appreciate it. God bless you and yours and stay safe. All right, Jennifer, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. God bless you and yours and stay safe. Yeah, she's a sweetie, man. That's why I named her Bug, because she's a love bug. I leave my dehydrator on overnight. Most things take the better part of 24 hours. Yeah, it said I'm doing apple slices and banana. It said at least 6 to 7 hours before the bananas would be done. So I'll probably just leave it on overnight. All right, get down before I start sneezing. Wouldn't know why I would sneeze. you got you could hear that, Mames. Yeah, she's got a loud purr. Let's see. Yeah, Tennessee tonight's the first time I've ever tried. Um, Tiger 454 actually sent it to me, and I never had the extra time really to try anything. And today I got rained out, so I decided this was the day. I guess you could make potato chips with a dehydrator, couldn't you? Possibly. I guess. Now, see, that stuff I'll have to learn, Don. I didn't even think about putting cinnamon or anything on the apples. That would have been really good. I actually forgot the 500-ounce cup at work, so I'm stuck with something a little smaller. That's how Pringles are made, Papa Prepper. Really? I did not know that. I got to fire it twice. KY. Took it to show a buddy, and he asked if I wanted to try a couple rounds because I don't even have a sight on it yet. I have a red dot. I just haven't put it on there yet because I've been in no big hurry because I have no ammo. But I did fire it twice. And brother, it felt good. I love it. Absolutely, cat lady. Your brother Jeff. Absolutely will. Papa Prepper, no, don't believe Joe. Why would he lie to me about some Pringles? Pringles are extruded, though. Well, I don't even know what extruded means. Did you see my praise, Tommy? I did not, actually. Just a second. I'll go back up through here. Ashley, you might have to tell me again or type it again because I am not seeing it. I seen where he said it's my favorite. Oh, Pres report. Faith is doing well so far. Treatment begins next week. That's awesome. She got a lot of people praying for her. Dehydrated potato chips actually work best for making scalloped potatoes. That would make sense. Awesome. Thank you, Widgetorial. Oh, Tennessee, I got some on the way. I didn't have any. What they run for around here, I got a lot better deal somewhere else. And even if I hadn't got that deal, buying ammo, aside from the shipping, that's what kills you. But I can get ammo a lot cheaper online than what I can locally. That type, anyway. He's really bad sick, Tommy. I'm scared he can't breathe and won't go to hospital because he don't trust them. And high fever and all might be COVID or a new one. Cat lady, I absolutely will be praying for him. But at the same time, I understand what I would have to actually, Mandy would probably have to call an ambulance and make me go to the hospital if I had the flu right now. I promise you. If I could be, yeah, I would not go to the hospital right now. So, I feel what he's saying. If he won't go, I get that. Because, you could go in there with just the everyday regular flu, and they're going to swear that, you have herpes gonorrhoeatus of the COVID or something, and no. Now, I'm not saying that nobody in here should not go to the doctor. That's not what I'm saying. Me personally, my faith in the medical field, especially the last 2 years, has went out the window. Extruded means they're squished mashed potatoes. Okay, gotcha. Thank you for that, Donna. Loretta said, glad you asked. I didn't know either. I ain't ashamed. I don't care. If I don't know something, I'll tell you. Praise Twins mama gets to go back to work tomorrow. Maternity was extended for quarantine. Very good. Glad to hear it. Prayer request. Our old hometown has had a chemical emergency and is under a shelter in place order with air handling systems turned off. Oh my. Absolutely, man. Tell me that wasn't the work of God. Got you out of. So prayers for twins starting daycare. That's scary. Dogs cornered an armadillo. That's cool. I mean, it's cool to me. We don't have armadillos. This is twice in 6 weeks. Is this their lockdown tactic? That's possible. Cat lady, don't let him lay on his back. I've heard that is the worst for COVID. Vitamin D, C, zinc, and lots of it. Absolutely, Grammy. Tommy, I also have a praise. Babies are better. Thank y'all for prayers. Lockdown is up for us on Tuesday, and I still haven't shown any signs of COVID or the new virus they had. Amen, cat lady. That's awesome. Papa Prepper, I have a praise report. I walked outside for the first time since having my hip replaced July 28th. I walked all the way to the end of the driveway and back. That's awesome, Appalachian. Good for you. Prayers for We the People, too. He was back tonight on YouTube, but he's in a way money-wise. He even mentioned homeless possibility tonight. Man, I hate to hear that. Hey, Natasha, good to see you. Thank you for being here. He should absolutely let people donate if they want. Absolutely. True American Loretta says, Joe Morgan, you make me tired, sir. Can I get some prayers for my son? He's out of money and nicotine, and I can only do so much. Absolutely, James. Absolutely. After what happened to Jim, we can't let We the People fall through the cracks. Absolutely, Coral. My son has a new wife and they are struggling. We'll be praying for him, James. Absolutely. Fennel seeds, anise, or anise. Can't remember how to say it. And dandelion leaves. Great prevention for spike protein. Thank you, Tooth Fairy. I thank the Lord for me not getting sick the 2 times COVID and the new virus been in my home. Absolutely, cat lady. Absolutely. Carrie, if you're still in here, I watched. Actually, I lost track of time. I was almost late to my own live stream, But I watched the JD Farag prophecy update for today. I seen you shared it over in Discord. That was really good. Really good. I've been trying to watch him every week. Um, I really like watching him because he's funny too. He's not all he gets the word and the message across, but he also he throws a little bit of he's got a really good personality. I really like watching him, and today was a really good message. So if you guys want to check him out, definitely go to his website. It's JD Farag. Um, is it .org or .com? I can't remember. But anyway, he posts the same videos over there, but they're extended with the stuff that he can't post on YouTube because they'll get deleted. Um, but a really good guy to check out. Oops. Man, the storms are back and really bad. I thought we was gonna have some more storm or at least some more rain here this evening because it's been dark and gloomy all day. But I mean, it rained earlier. But sorry, guys. Oh yeah, I was gonna look at our radar. Storming here right now. Well, it might be coming my way then. Oh yeah, you guys are getting it down there. Nope. Actually, it's moving to the northeast, so we're all clear according to this. Which I mean is good, I guess. But Sorry about that, guys. Sometimes when nature calls, you can't ignore it. You got to go take an Arkansas. And anybody that's on Jardiance or any other kind of Lasix pill knows exactly what I mean. We the people did have some good news that he will get to go back to work tomorrow. That's awesome. Very good. Very good. Looks like I got back just in the nick of time. People will start talking about me. I don't blame you. I'd talk about me too. ASHTF SHTF Engineering. Good to see you. I know, right? They're rough. It's like when you got to go, you got to go. It absolutely does, Joe. Absolutely. Is your area seeing shortages in Rubbermaid? Mine is, and I saw a lot of others are. No, I shared a video, I believe yesterday, from Texas. Or no, it was last night in the live stream. They said they were having a lot of that, and then all of a sudden they just reappeared like it was nothing. Um, but around here, I'm not. See, I'm terrible about that because I hate going to the store. I absolutely loathe Walmart. And that's really all we got close to us, as in like box store. But I'm there so little that most of our stuff we try, especially this time of year, we try to get locally, like from farms, or like we got Dollar General right here. So as in going to the store and noticing, a lot of holes and stuff, I'm not really good at that. Bloomington, you can't find them right now. With college students, it should be stocked. That might be why it's not. I mean, they might be buying it all out. Possibly. I don't know. I mean, school did just start or is starting. That's why you take it early in the day as possible. Absolutely. Absolutely. I've had a total of 20 minutes of light sprinkles in the last 2 weeks. I had I have ran through over half my rainwater storages already. I don't have a lot of rainwater catchment. That's a project I need to get back on. Actually, I've got one 65-gallon barrel, and our rain's been pretty minimal the last couple weeks, and I mean, anybody that's got chickens, you wouldn't think so, but chickens drink a lot of water, and they're going through it. I mean, I do have the well, so I'm not too concerned, but that barrel's a lot. It's convenient because I got the water catchment built onto the chicken coop, so it's just all right there. But yeah, they sure do go through the water, and I've probably got about 30 gallons left in it, and it didn't rain enough today to add much to that. I heard something about some plastic plant or something causing shortages of lots of plastics. I remember a couple months ago. You guys remember that big plant that blew up or burnt down, whatever, over, I think it was in Illinois? I think they did plastics and styrofoam and stuff like that. It might be something to do with that. All right, Tooth Fairy, thank you for being here. I appreciate you. God bless you and yours, and stay safe. Papa Prepper, water pill is the worst. LASIK gets my mom up and down first 3 hours. If doesn't take it, feet swell. Yeah, I don't have that issue yet. Um, Mine's just to try to keep all the sugar flushed out of my system. And let me tell you, I can tell. Like, it's not as bad, but let's say I eat a slice of watermelon or anything that's got any kind of sugar in it, you can bet within 10, 15 minutes, I got to go. And like now. Low guys told me resin shortage was buying plastic fittings. Gotcha. A resin shortage. Plastic is a petroleum product. Five. I saw earlier you said you can only be so meaning as in general, you can only be so smart. But I don't think that applies to you, man, because it's like you know a lot about everything. It's like no matter what topic comes up, dude, you know stuff about it. I think that's awesome. I better head out. 5 hours left. Thanks for great chat. Thank you for being here, Grammy. I appreciate you. God bless you and yours, and stay safe. I thought the stream was closing. I played a trick on you. What did I say to make you think the stream was closing? I scored barrels of part A and part B resin. I will be able to make stuff if need be. That's cool. Someone said goodnight. I thought stream. Oh, okay, I got you. Joe, I think Loretta's tolerance for you tonight is pretty minimal. I'm a student of many arts and sciences. That's awesome. One thing I cannot stand: awkward silence. So I need to fix that. Lord. Whew, sorry about that. That was really loud. Sing for us? No. Loretta is after my butt today. The Bible day always gets her and Coral ready to get the soap. Yeah, absolutely. And I know it sounds cliche, but I do try to learn something every day. Whether it's in the Bible or just everyday life. I'm a sucker for useless trivia. I love that stuff. Um, but I do love learning. I can kill these lights, or that one anyway. I'm just going up, seeing some of the stuff I missed earlier, guys. Sorry, I'm being quiet. Walmart's even sold out of the Rubbermaid food containers for the fridge here. That is kind of odd. Makes this teacher's heart proud. Sing a worship song. I will start. Jesus is the rock of our salvation. His banner over us is love. Man, I don't sing live. All right, stay safe, cat lady. We love you, and God bless you and yours. Give me just a second, guys. Let me look something up here right quick. Papa, please add me to prayer list. I see the vascular surgeon on Tuesday to figure out why my feet, legs, ankles continue to swell. It's starting to affect my knees now. Absolutely, Jeep girl. What day is that? Tuesday. All right, guys. I'm going to try this. If I mess up or it sounds awful, you can blame Five Virgins Prepper. That is Five Virgins Prepper. Lord in heaven. far away stood an old rugged cross, the emblem of suffering and shame. And I love that old cross where the dearest and best for a world of lost sinners was slain. So I'll cherish the old rugged cross till my trophies at last I lay down. I will cling to the old rugged cross and exchange someday for a crown. Holy old rugged cross, so despised by the world, has a wondrous attraction for me. For the dear Lamb of God left his glory above to bear it to dark Calvary. So I'll cherish the old rugged cross till my trophies at last I lay down. I will cling to the old rugged cross and exchange it someday for a crown. To the old rugged cross I will ever be true, its shame and reproach gladly bear. Then he'll call me someday to my home far away, where his glory forever I'll share. So I'll cherish the old rugged cross till my trophies at last I lay down. I will cling to the old rugged cross and exchange it someday for a crown. Well, there you have it. There you go, 5. I sang live, man. Papa, I think you need to sing a song. You didn't tell me to. That song is not very appropriate for Prep Your Soul choral. I mean, it's not. I mean, I did the clean version, but I'm not singing that on Prep Your Soul. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Absolutely, Phoenix. Oh, you're very welcome, 5. Donna, everybody, thank you. Memes, that would be awesome. If we could pull that off in real time, I would love that. Hey, James, the Southern Prepper. Actually, 5, all I felt was a big old bag of nerves. I'm not going to lie. No, I'm kidding. Absolutely. That is my absolute favorite hymnal. I love that song. Now back to the real music. The book says to make a joyful sound. Didn't say nothing about it being pretty. And that's absolutely right. Absolutely. I swear, Coral and Joe, y'all are like brother and sister. You know it? What was that radio station y'all always talking about? In the car, I listen to K Love because that's really the only choice I have for anything, any spiritual kind of music. But like Five said, it's pretty. K Love's kind of immature. They do have some good worship songs, but a lot of it is secular, just kind of more feel good music. But um, just lost my train of thought. Oh, but what I usually listen to on here, um, this is Ralph Stanley Radio. It's on Pandora, which is totally free. It's just an app on your phone. But that's about all I listen to anymore. Lenny on the Mississippi took me right back to our little church in the hills of West Virginia when I was a kid a long time ago. That's awesome. I'm glad. I wish I need to get a hold of my dad. He's got some old cassette tapes of my mama singing. There was a little radio station down in Beckley, West Virginia, and she used to sing on the radio every Sunday morning. And he's got the cassette tapes of it, and I would love to have them. I'd like to find somehow, take them somewhere or something, and have them all transferred to discs before they are non-existent. But I would love for you guys to hear that. Man. Demon Slayer, good to see you. Thank you for being here. Do you have time to learn about our Lord and say, do you have time to learn about our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ? I'm always learning about our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. I'm in southern Indiana. Demon Slayer. Teresa Ellis, good to see you. I'm thinking I'm going to start playing old school gospel jubilee on YouTube. That's cool. Yes, she absolutely did sing that for me. It was awesome. I'll see if I can round them up, Lenny, because I'd really like to have them transferred to disc before. I mean, they're cassette tapes, so I might not even be able to play them without them breaking. But I would love to have them transferred before they're completely lost. I wish I could remember the call letters of the radio station. If nothing else, I might be able to get the letters of the station. If the station's still up and running, they might be archived somewhere online. It's a thought anyway. Go rest high on the mountain. That is a good song. Did you listen to the last song I sent? I did. I'm assuming. I listened to all of them. I try to. I might not have replied yet, but I know I've listened to them. We used to listen to the Gospel Jubilee on Sunday mornings while getting ready for church. It was on TV. That was early 70s. Man, I wish they still put stuff like that on TV. It'll never appear on TV again. Well, y'all, it is 11 o'clock. It's that time again. I will actually, something I thought about earlier. When I listen to this stuff, like the old time bluegrass, and it's playing while a video, while I'm live streaming, I never get a copyright strike. But if I'm listening to the old classic rock or old country stuff like that, I'll get a copyright strike every time. But if it's gospel or the old bluegrass like this, I never get in trouble. I'm gonna look for him, Chris. I'd like to watch it. I'd like to see that too. And you guys, again, those t-shirts, I am a whosoever. I am going to get those made as soon as possible. I'm going to have them up on Teespring. So anybody that's interested, like I said, I'm going to put them as low price as I can, as low as Teespring will let me anyway. But I will definitely get those made as soon as possible for y'all. And with that being said, thank you again, all of you, for being here on another Sunday night. Next week, we'll do chapter 4, 5, and 6 of Daniel. And don't forget to say prayer for the folks over in Haiti. Last I saw, which was way earlier today, the death count was up to like almost 800. Everybody's flooding and the fires, and people that haven't lost their lives have lost their livelihood. I mean, their houses, their homes, their car, a lot of people hurting right now. And I know it's all His will, but they need prayer. A lot of people, our servicemen and women. Just this world as a whole needs prayer, guys. A lot of it. But remember, rumors of war and everything, take it to God. Pray for discernment to know the real threats, what the false flags are. And just take some time to just relax. Even as preppers, homesteaders, we still have to have some time, a couple hours through the week to just relax. So, until next time, guys, God bless y'all. I love each and every one of you.